What is it, Richard, if you stay petty, you don't have to get petty?
Damn right. Let's go. We got some petty stuff lined up.
Well, is this inherently petty that just under an hour later, about 100 miles southwest of Brooklyn, James Harden, he took the mic for his first press conference since the trade.
Interesting timing.
And Harden, right? So Harden was reluctant to address the situation with the Nets, but he was pretty clear about one thing. He's where he wanted to be. Take a listen.
Originally, when I was going through everything I was going through, in Houston, Philly was my first choice. It just didn't happen.
Is the uncertainty around Kyrie's situation this year, did that play a part in how things developed over the past couple of months for you?
Very minimal, honestly. Obviously, me and Kai are really good friends. Whatever he was going through or is still going through, that's his personal preference. But it definitely did impact the team. For me, it made sense, man. It's a time where I needed to be, around guys that I know that want to win and know that are willing to do whatever it takes to win. And the structure here is unbelievable.
We've heard the word championship being thrown around here for the last half hour. Pairing you and Joel, do you see that being possible? I'm sure you see that being possible this year.
Hell
what will
yeah.
it take to make it happen? Was that a hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
All right, so there's a whole lot there. Richard, just what's your reaction to what we just heard?
Well, first of all, I understand he's kind of contradicting himself. Well, Kai wasn't. Look, Kai has his own thing, and, I respect that. But also, it did impact the team. See, it's not a perfect science in sports about dodging questions. Because
you're pretty good at it.
I'm very good at it. But you can't plead the fifth. You can't plead the fifth here in this thing. I don't like either of you two right now. Zach, you're still my guy. So when he can't do those things, he's just going to say every political answer, and I like it. James was like, hey, it did affect the team. That's on Kyrie, but this is where I want to be. This is why I want to focus on, and that's probably the best answer we're going to get out of him.
And if you think about it, he is right to some degree in the fact that, all right, Philly was probably his first choice. Fit-wise, the embodiment of the city. He's coming from Houston to Philly. Both are tough environments, where you have to play and, the fans celebrate you. And I feel like we all saw that in our heads and we're like, okay, James can really fit there. That's like his vibe. But I think what we've seen through the past, year or so is that the reality is championship was his first choice. Meaning tag teaming with Kyrie and KD would provide what he actually wanted first and foremost above even Philly. And that's why we had that big three experiment where it was for a short time the best offense we had ever seen. But the reality, the fit in Philly overall makes sense for James Harden as a point guard, someone that can shoot, that's great offensively, paired with one of the best big men in the game.
Oh, I want to get to that more in just a second. But Zach, first, your just initial reaction to what we heard from James Harden.
Can you imagine being the Brooklyn Nets? They must feel like they were just used as a middleman between the Rockets and the Sixers and were plundered of their young players and draft picks in the process. Obviously, they recovered. They got a great player in Ben Simmons, but it must be a really, really icy feeling right now for the Nets. Beyond that, I agree on two things. Number one, winning, if he's chasing winning, whatever, the Nets with a full-time Kyrie Irving, with Joe Harris, obviously with Durant and James Harden, were the best team in the NBA, and I'm not even sure it was close. Obviously, that team fell apart. Number two, that hell yeah, that's a fun hell yeah, because I agree with him. I think the Sixers can now win it all this year. They wouldn't be my pick. They're not the favorites, but they have enough in-house to make a real run, which is rare when you make a big in-season trade like that, to have enough left over to really go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, just a reminder, we're only about 13 months removed from James Harden being introduced as a Net. I was listening back to his introductory press conference as a Brooklyn Net and him talking about, remember when he left, he was saying, well, I didn't feel like I could win there. Now I'm in a better situation. And Sean Mark said, we don't feel like we leveraged our entire future by making this deal, as in the James Harden deal, but we have a window and we need to capitalize on it. Obviously, they didn't. But Chiney, does James Harden now have a better chance to win with this Sixers roster than he did with the Big Three in Brooklyn?
Yes, he does. And that's not a controversial answer because guess what? The Sixers roster, most of the players are available for most of the games, especially the playoffs. And that's the difference when it comes to the playoffs. Availability, health, that's number one. Joel Embiid has been healthier, and that's why we're seeing him each year get closer, an inch closer to being an MVP candidate right now. I think a lot of people think that he's that that guy. Now, James, health has been the name of the game for him in the playoffs, not even just when it came to last season and, with the Brooklyn Nets, but it also lingered, and he fought against that narrative in Houston. So will those two star players be available? And also your teammates? That puts you in a great position as opposed to what they were dealing with Kyrie and KD being out currently.
Okay, so this is to add to what she is saying. The best situation for James to win a championship is to be in Brooklyn with a healthy team and with Kyrie playing full-time. He is not playing full-time. So if you were to look at today, does he have a better chance of winning a championship with Joel Embiid, or does he have a better chance of winning a championship with the Brooklyn squad? It's definitely Philly. So, this is, and that's what's frustrating is that, to what Zach said, the entire team, it was one of the greatest offenses we've ever seen. They would be, without a doubt, the best team in the league if Kyrie was 100% playing and Kevin Durant is healthy. That is not the reality. What is the reality is Joel Embiid is probably the MVP favorite right now. Philly is balling, and now he gets to go add to what they've been doing.
All right, period, Zach.
To underscore RJ's point, I'll say this. I heard from a number of front office people and coaches on other Eastern Conference playoff teams yesterday who said two things. Number one, not great for us that Brooklyn and Philly both got better at the trade deadline with this trade, but whew, sigh of relief that Brooklyn team didn't work out and broke out, because that team, we were looking at that team like, what the heck are we going to do with them for the next 3 or 4 years?
Nothing.
So really both can be true. Today, Philly has a better chance of winning, but that's because the Nets team, as we thought it would exist, did not exist, broke apart amid infighting, chemistry, some of which was James Harden's doing, some of which wasn't.
Right. Well, and you said that they're, what did you say, the greatest theoretical team in NBA history? I mean, that's what they're going to go down in the history books as, the greatest theoretical team, because my goodness, the glimpses we got, amazing.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.